No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. When bombs fall from the sky instead of rain. When you are sieged inside of your own house by the army who is supposed to protect you. When your own house gets burned down by the police because you are simply an activist for freedom. When you might get a life sentence if you get arrested in a demonstration. When you become a prisoner inside of your own mind because you cannot express your feelings, neither say your opinions. When my homeland Syria became the mouth of a shark, I had two options. Either stay or leave. I could have stayed there, but God knows what would happen. So together with my family, we decided that it's the best that I leave. At that moment, it was very difficult to take such a decision. But yeah, I did it, and I left. And thinking about this, I wanted to start the 1,000 miles journey. That's how I call it. And the first step of that journey was Turkey. When I left to Turkey, my goal was simple: continue my studies, educate myself, and perhaps be part of the next era of Syria without al-Assad. But unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. And I couldn't stay in Turkey anymore. And after a few research, some advices from friends, family, I decided to come to the Netherlands. So I went to book a flight. No, I didn't. Because I'm from Syria, I cannot get a visa to here. So I took the boat. It was somewhere in Syria, somewhere in Turkey, the 1st of March in 2016. I was standing on the edge and looking down to the sea as the waves touched the beach while the sun was about to shine. "It's a good day to sail," said the smuggler, while he was playing with his knife and his gun was on his waist. Well, a lot has happened that day, but I'm not going through all the details. But we had to wait 13 hours until the boat successfully sailed. At that moment, the only desire I had is to reach the other side of the Mediterranean Sea, where Lesbos is, and that's an island in Greece. Being on that boat was very terrifying, especially when you see that there are kids on board, and there was a great chance that the boat gets drowned. And to be honest, I was terrified. I was scared. My hands were shaking. And I felt dizzy. So I started praying. And suddenly, I don't know why, or I don't know how, I just started remembering all the nice memories that I had. The first day of school, the first time I've been in love, the first time I had my glasses on, and how I see the world different. And the first time I felt free when I was in a demonstration. And many other nice memories as well. And then I wondered, would I make more nice memories? Well, I did indeed. It took us 4 hours to reach to the other side. Those 4 hours were as long as 4 years, or maybe 4 decades. But we finally landed safely, and everyone was safe. And as soon as I landed on the ground, I felt that I was born again, to be honest. Because life has given me another chance to live. And then I thought, well, The most difficult part is already past. Now it's a matter of a few days until I get my final destination, which is the Netherlands. But life is full of disappointments, isn't it? Because I got stuck in Greece for 14 months. And why? Because there was simply a decision from the European Union that we cannot cross anymore. So for the first 3 months, I was stuck on the borders between Greece and North Macedonia. And there were tens of thousands of people just like me, waiting in the tragic circumstances, camping, rain, cold, hunger, everything you can imagine about the bad situation and the lack of human basic rights. After a while, I was transferred to a military camp. For 8 months, I stayed there with more than 1,400 people. The situation in that camp was very terrible as well, and there was not much to do. And to be honest, I was really disappointed. My future not certain anymore. All my plans have vanished. And all the things that I dreamed for are simply gone. And days passed by, and one day I woke up. I felt relieved. I don't know why. And then I remembered, hey, you already survived. Well, now it's time to adapt. Do something. Let's do something. And then I was thinking, what can I do? Well, luckily, in that camp, there was a device that we call Wi-Fi. And I could open YouTube, luckily. So I started just watching some YouTube tutorials to learn English. And that's how I taught myself English. But unfortunately, with 1,400 people at that camp, all using the same device, good luck with it, my friend. Unless it's the time between 2 and 5 in the morning, when everyone is asleep. Well, I could watch some YouTube and I could learn English. And well, obviously, I managed to learn the language, as you can tell. And then I started volunteering at the camp where I was staying. There you either see me by the doctor translating, or simply teaching other guys English, or helping the volunteers who worked at the camp. There, I was able to help a lot of people who needed help just like me. And that has helped me a lot to go through that difficult time. And that's how I spent my stay in Greece. And luckily, there was a relocation program for us there. So I applied for it. And it's basically, and that's how I got to the Netherlands, which is, I consider a quite funny story. Because in that program, that relocation program, you have the choice to choose 7 countries that you would like to go to, 7 of the European countries. But there's no guarantee that you will be relocated to one of these countries. So good luck with it. Again. Well, at that day, what I simply did, I wrote the Netherlands 7 times. And I was like, we'll see. And guess what? 8 months later, my case was approved by the Netherlands. And in May 2017, I got to the Netherlands. And since then, I live in Utrecht. Utrecht, the city that I call home, where I study, where I work, where I volunteer, where I have a lot of friends, and where I have a lot of fun. And most importantly, where I feel safe. After I got my status in the Netherlands, I always go back to Greece. And if you ask me why, because Greece has a really special place in my heart. Because simply Greece was the worst and the best experience ever in my life. It was the worst when my biggest dream at the time was to take a warm shower. It was the worst when I forgot about something called privacy. It was the worst when I forgot how sleeping on a normal bed feels like. Yet, it was the best. It was the best when I found out that good things might take extra time to happen. It was the best when I got the chance to meet many great people from all around the world who came there to volunteer. People who I call friend, people who I call mom, people who I call sister, people who I call brother. It was the best when I found out that I'm much stronger than I ever thought. That's why I always go back to Greece. And the last time I was there, as soon as I entered the camp, I could see myself in everyone who's still there. And then I thought, just between me and myself, life is a circle. I was here once, and now here I am again, but in totally different situation. And at that moment, I realized how far I came, and how my life turned around, and how many things I have got. And then I took a moment for myself to appreciate everything I got, which I think really important. And after that, I went back to Turkey to visit some of my family's members who currently live there. And I booked a flight. No, actually, I didn't this time as well. I actually wanted to make this trip special. I wanted to make it memorable. So I took the boat back to Greece. And if you ask me why, there are actually two obvious reasons. 4 years ago, I came to Europe by boat. It was one of the most terrifying moments in my life. When I came by the boat, I wanted to feel how it feels like to just travel just like everyone else when you have a passport. So I just wanted to have that feeling. I go by boat just like everyone else. And the second reason, which is the most important thing, I was always terrified of the boat. So I wanted to prove to myself that the scary things that I was once scared of are not scary anymore. I simply wanted to face my fears, which I did. And it was a great day, yet there was something that caused me some pain. I wondered why. Why in 2016 I was not able to travel just like everyone else, and now I can. It's simply because I have this, which we call passport. But the thing is, the question remains, what has happened? What do you see right now? I'm still who I am. I am Abdelilah. But the thing is, this passport has helped me a lot. But that doesn't mean that I have changed. I'm still who I am. My family might not recognize me as before, but yeah, I'm still who I am. And I will fight to make more equality in the world, because there is no difference between being born here, in Syria, or somewhere else. And what I hope for, someday to go back to my home country, to Syria. Because when I left, my journey was supposed to be 1,000 miles. And now it's 2,000 miles, 579 miles, which is the distance between here and Syria. And I hope this journey will come to an end where I can be free in my country, where I can hug my mom or my father, where I can feel free, where everyone is safe and welcome. I know this day will come, but it might take longer. I already know that. I have been there already, so no worries about it. And long story short, for all the young people who are listening or watching or just sitting here, just take this from this young man in front of you. Love has showed me a lot, good sides and bad sides. But I just want to tell you something. Love is very difficult. Love is frustrating. But you know what? You are tougher than life. Believe me, because I've been there. Take this and remember, every day you wake up is a chance to make many great things. So get up, rise and shine, follow your dreams, and enjoy your life. Thank you very much.